You don't need to go to Niagara Falls when you can eat some Brian balls.
What's going on, NASCAR Diecast collectors and diecast viewers on YouTube? This is originally Brian here. Welcome back to another episode of the NASCAR Diecast News, hosted by me, Brian LaFleur Jr. As always, guys, I bring y'all your weekly NASCAR Diecast news throughout each and every month of the 2018 NASCAR Diecast season. And this is going to be a relatively short episode, guys, but it is going to be for good reasons, guys, because we do got some of the newly released diecasts from my good friends at Plan B Sales. We've got a few to be talking about. We do got some of the latest pre-orders to be talking about of some of the last few races that we have not covered yet, and one new cancellation as well. And we also do got some early releases, and we're also going to be talking about the new packaging design for the 124 ARCs. And of course, we also do got some exclusive first looks at what is possibly some official leaks for NASCAR Authentics 2018 Wave 6 and 7, guys. I know that's been a pretty big craze that's on social media lately, and we're going to straighten that out here on the NASCAR Diecast News. And plus, we also got special announcements, so tune in to the end of this video to find out more about that. But until then, guys, now we are going to go ahead and start off this episode of the NASCAR Diecast News, and let's get right on to the slideshow. Alrighty, guys, welcome to the NASCAR Diecast News, and to get things started, let's start off with your newly released diecast from our good friends at Plan B Sales, and we're going to go straight to the 164s, guys, and then the exclusive 124s for this segment. So right up to the 164s, guys, we got one new thing to be talking about, and this might actually surprise some people with how this diecast actually turned out pretty well. A lot of people were nervous about the quality of this car. It is Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s 2017 Mountain Dew Ride with Dale Talladega Race Win. So, of course, this is the notorious Mountain Dew paint scheme that everyone loved with that nice metallic finish that we had. This one's not really much of a metallic finish because we do see something that's on the green, which is supposed to replicate the names. Now, from what I know, that the names are not legible. They are apparently white lines, which, you know, I don't mind that at all. I mean, that is, you know, something that's pretty hard to pull off on a 164. Even with race win diecast, guys, it does get a little complicated. But Lionel, I mean, with the tooling that they have for 2018, they were able to pull this off. And even though the names don't really look legible, I still would recommend getting this car, guys. It's a really relatively clean raced version, but if you were one of the many fans, including myself, who got your name on this diecast, I would really recommend getting it. And hopefully maybe I might get this car just to show you guys how legible those names are. If you guys want to see a diecast review on this car, just comment below, guys. But now let's get on to the 124s, guys. We got two new 124s to be talking about that are exclusive, and first one up is the guy who almost won the almost won that Xfinity race at Kentucky. It is Daniel Hemrick in his 2018 number 21 South Point Xfinity Chevrolet Camaro. So you know, I know this is on the basic ARC version that, you know, only the hood opens, but that's that's standard for, you know, all the Xfinity diecasts. So detail wise, not really impressive, but this is a very nice looking paint scheme that we got for Daniel Hemrick. As you guys know, he took over the South Point sponsorship that used to be by Brendan Gaughan past few years, but he stepped out of there to have Daniel Hemrick acquire that sponsorship, and it's worked out pretty well. I mean, he has run pretty consistent in the Xfinity Series. Might be a championship contender with how consistent he has been, but needs to get that win right now. And so far, guys, what we saw at Kentucky, it looks like he had a really good car, but he just got shot out with Christopher Bell passing him. So just, you know, it's unfortunate that happened, but, you know, is what it is right there. Keep an eye out on this young guy. Daniel Hemrick is definitely looking like to be a bright star for RCR. Probably the only RCR driver that I do have much respect toward. Plus, he also does backflips as well. I mean, that's what Carl Edwards used to do. So hopefully we'll get that win soon, and hopefully we'll see a backflip from good old Daniel Hemrick. And the last card to be talking about for this 124 exclusive segment, it is going to be on another Xfinity car, but it's actually on a Cup Leach driver, Kevin Harvick, in his 2017 number 41 Hunt Brothers Pizza Darlington throwback car. So a relatively different throwback car that we get for Kevin Harvick. You know, it kind of has this very retro Italian vibe going on, and I kind of like that. I mean, I really don't know how to describe it, but it does look very retro. I think this was a company based throwback. I don't really think that there was ever a paint scheme that paid tribute to this, but a really nice looking retro look that we got for the Hunt Brothers car. Some people might not like it, but if you're a big fan of those Italian colors, I'm sure this is going to be a great diecast for you guys to get, whether or not. But yeah, that's going to wrap up on the newly released diecast, guys. And now let's get on to the pre-orders. So the pre-orders we're going to be talking about, guys, we got 3 new to be talking about, and this one's going to be a little bit relatively late, but there was some licensing issues with this card, but they finally got it produced, and hopefully it will be produced, but it's available for pre-order now. We got to talk about Brett Moffitt's and his number 16 Smart Series Iowa Truck Race Win diecast. So as you guys know, Brett Moffitt has had a lot of sponsorship lately, and he's been struggling to find sponsorship, but this was one of the races that he got pretty lucky winning with this very interesting car in the Smart Series Destiny Homes Toyota Tundra. I almost said Chevrolet Silverado, but that doesn't make any sense. So this Toyota Tundra truck is now available for pre-order. Hopefully, I mean, it looks like, I mean, it's looking pretty good for Brett Moffitt diecast, but right now, no word yet on his other race wins, but we do got this car, I mean, this truck, and his first win that came out this year. So relatively nice. Hopefully we'll get this produced. I know this might be a really cool truck to get when it gets released, but got to make sure you pre-order, guys. Next up, we got to talk about probably the biggest pre-order we talk about in this episode. It's our good boy Eric Jones, that Jones boy, and then in the number 20 buyatoyota.com that he just recently won last week at the Daytona race. Even better, guys. What's more better to get your first win at Daytona than having your first Cup win at Daytona? Definitely was a very popular win by many people. I mean, a lot of people didn't really want to see Martin Truex Jr. win the race, and it was cool seeing Eric Jones finally get that W for Joe Gibbs Racing in the Cup Series. Pretty emotional win for him. I mean, as you guys already know about his situation with his dad, but yeah, guys, that is absolutely amazing. And what's even better, guys, that this car is currently on pre-order for both scales, guys. So it looks like we're gonna have if it gets it on the MOQ list, guys, we might have both scales produced, guys, which is really cool. I know they did this last year with some first winner diecasts like Ricky Stouts Jr. and Ryan Blaney. So I mean, that's really cool, and really hope it makes on the pre-order list, guys. I know not too many people are a big fan of Toyotas, but this is a really awesome race win, guys. I mean, Eric Jones really beat up that rear fender because he got involved in that wreck in that crazy race that we had at Daytona. But I mean, that was just crazy. Luckily, Stenhouse didn't win, am I right? But yeah, Eric Jones is public enemy number 1 now. Look out, Kyle Busch. But yeah, I recommend making this car, guys. This is a really nice looking race version, and it's a much more different car that we usually get for Eric Jones. So really nice looking. Heck, pre-order it, guys. For all I can tell, just pre-order it. And the last car to be talking about on the pre-orders list, we got to talk about one of the big 3s, guys. Everyone kind of saw this one coming because he just won the last race last year, and who wouldn't know, guys? Martin Truex Jr. dominated that race, dominated all 3 stages at the Quaker State 400 at Kentucky Speedway. But this time, not in the Furniture Row colors, we got the Auto Owners colors, guys. And I think that this race wasn't really that memorable. I mean, not really much happened. I think only we had a couple passes, like Keselowski, I think, passed him, and Kurt Busch probably during pit stops. But other than that, it's been mostly the Martin Truex Jr. show. But he got his 4th win, and it was his 1st win this season at 1.5 miles. So it was really cool. I mean, we do got some good variety of wins that we got for Truex. I mean, just won at Fontana, and then we got freaking Pocono and the Sonoma, and now here he is back with what he does best, guys, winning at mile halves. So some people might think this is actually going to be a pretty boring diecast, but I have to say this diecast looks a lot more better than what the Kentucky car that we got last year, which didn't really have that much going on in the race win. But this car, I mean, as you see right there on the picture, on the driver's side, so you can't really see it right here, but it's going to have, you know, a burnout fender as well, so that's something notorious that Truex Jr. does. Let the conspiracy theories begin, people. But I think the only memorable thing about this race is probably what happened well, first, Martin Truex Jr. almost kind of had a oh crap moment for a second when he when his car just kind of lost a little bit of control while he was on top of the car, and it rolled away. So that was pretty funny right there. And then to top it even better, one of the NASCAR officials got him confused, and he was on the wrong entrance of victory lane. So yeah. So even though the race wasn't that really entertaining, I mean, the after show was pretty quite entertaining, if I do say so myself. But that wraps up on your pre-orders, guys. Make sure to pre-order these diecasts, and you get all these diecasts and these pre-orders at your local diecast dealers or at lionelracing.com, guys. Alrighty, guys, now it's time to release our newest cancellation from Lionel Racing, and this one actually might surprise for some of you guys, especially for any Matt Kenseth fans out there. You guys might know what's about to come, but it is unfortunately canceled in the 164 scale only. We got to talk about Matt Kenseth's number 6 Wineham Rewards Patriotic Ford Fusion. That has been canceled, unfortunately, in the 164 scale, which is, I mean, we're still going to have the Wineham Rewards card that was released way before this one. That's still going to be produced in 164 scale, but for the Patriotic scheme, it's not going to be official for the 164 scales. So that's very unfortunate right there. But, you know, it is pretty unfortunate because I think this paint scheme was a lot more, it definitely looked a lot more interesting than the regular Wineham Rewards car. Because, you know, just, especially for any people out there who love the patriotic schemes, this one is, blends in really nice to me. I like the you know, the white back, we got like the white rear and then the blue front, and then right in the middle we got the stars and stripes. I mean, just this paint scheme goes well very nicely, but it's gonna be great for 124 collectors out there because it will be produced in the 124 ARC and the 124 Elite, but 164 collectors going to be missed out on this. Hopefully we can see this in NASCAR Authentics. I highly doubt it, but anything's possible, guys. But now let's talk on to some early diecast releases that were and all these diecast, I believe, were released that, well, most of them varied. I mean, I'm going to talk about each diecast and who got them and where you guys can get them now. But let's start things right off, right down in numerical order. Let's talk about Chase Elliott's number 9 Mountain Dew Chevrolet Camaro ZL1. Now, right off the bat, you guys can tell that this diecast actually looks accurate. It does not have that dreadful sparkle finish that we've had on the Napa, Kelly Blue Book, and Hooters cars. So, safe to say, this might be a Chase Elliott car to get, guys, and hopefully this car is going to look exactly like this when it comes out on Wave 5 very soon. And a good majority of these diecasts that I've noticed now that, if you can see on this collage, the majority of them are going to be on Wave 5, so that can already tell you that Wave 5 is just around the corner, guys, because usually when the Gold diecast, when the Gold Series diecast get released, usually NASCAR Authentics comes out. Usually it's one way or another, one of them gets released earlier, but of course these diecasts get released a lot more earlier because NASCAR, the Fanatics tents from NASCAR have early access to that, but they overcharge them like crazy. I mean, $10 for a 164, you're out of your damn mind. But that's why I recommend checking out the diecast dealers. But this is right now, at its time, you could only probably get this car right now at the tracks. I believe they this person that I'm about to say who got it, Evan2490 on Instagram, I believe just got this at Sonoma, Chicagoland, or at Daytona, one of those races, wherever the last 3 races were. So really nice find right there, Evan. But now we also got to talk about this next one. This is probably the newly released diecast for the early releases, and it is one of my personal favorites, which is also expected to be released in Wave 5 very soon. We got Ryan Blaney's number 12 PBG Ford Fusion, guys. And right off the bat, oh, this car is just amazing. I mean, color combination, fantastic. looks exactly just like the Xfinity car from last year that Joey Logano ran, with the exception of the PBG logo on the side next to the PBG paints, which was on the Xfinity car. But I think this car looks a lot more better on the Ford Fusion body than on the Ford Mustang. Plus the Cup cars just look a lot more sleeker than the Xfinity cars. Not really a big fan of the Xfinity cars, so this one really looks nice, and the white rims just amazing. And the Instagrammer who found this is known as a Valvoline Cup Series _88, and he found this at Kentucky Speedway, guys. So if you guys were at Kentucky, you probably saw this car, and man, I'm jealous because that car just looks very nice. Cannot wait. Probably one of the best looking paint teams that we got for Ryan Blaney for this year, and probably will be one of my personal favorites when it gets released for Wave 5 of NASCAR Authentics. Now we got to talk about some of Kurt Busch diecast. This is probably the only way you can get a Kurt Busch diecast because his Haas car got canceled in the 1/64 scale. This Instagram, as you can see right there, this Instagrammer known as Space Metal Ferrari 24/8. He ended up finding this at Daytona because I know he was at that race. So congrats, Alex. On finding this car. It is the Kurt Busch State Waters Heater Ford Fusion. So, you know, a very basic car that we usually get for Kurt Busch. But like I said, probably might be your only opportunity to get a Kurt Busch 164 produced because all his other cars have been canceled at the moment, except for his John's throwback. But this is the start of it right here, guys. But I say wait until his throwback car gets released because that car is going to look amazing. But if you really need a Kurt Busch car for your collection, I guess this is the one to get right here, or wait for any others that got to be released soon. But as far as I know, this is the one that's out right now. So great find right there, Alex. And now let's get on to some Bubba Wallace diecast. As you can see right there, we got his STP and the U.S. Air Force car, which was, I believe these were released at Daytona as well, if I'm not mistaken. Also at Sonoma as well. So really nice looking cars. I mean, of course, the STP car is going to be released in Wave 5. So this is like another preview of what diecast we're getting for Wave 5. So that's just amazing right there. I mean, definitely, I mean, the Wave 5 is right around the corner, as like I just said, but man, that's gonna be a great wave when it gets released in the retailers very soon. But if you notice about this, well, first I gotta point out who found these beautiful Bubba Wallace cars. It is known as NASCAR Boy 91243 on Instagram, so give him a follow. He found these diecasts, really cool finds, especially when you go to these racetracks, guys. Really cool. The U.S. Air Force car, I mean, basically the same car as last year, but it looks a lot more, as I like to say, and most other people say, it looks a lot more sleeker and sexier on the Camaro body. Really nice looking car. And the STP car, I mean, it might just be from the lighting or this person's flash, but I believe that this car was supposed to have a day glow red, but if you take a look, it just has a regular red to it. So I don't know, maybe it just might be the person's flash, but that would be kind of ironic if they decided to go with just a regular red instead of that Richard Petty Dangle red that we all know and love. But who knows, guys? I mean, we'll just see how this diecast is on the official release dates when it comes out from Plan B Sales and Line Up Racing and all those diecast dealers. But really nice looking finds, and now we actually got to look about this promo, guys. I mean, we actually got yeah, a promo to be talking about. As you guys know about the newly released NASCAR Heat 3 that just got announced, which will be released on September 7th. On Xbox One, PS4, and PC as well. So this is actually a really cool find. This actually came out from the owner and CEO of 704 Games, Ed Martin, and he decided to tweet this out just to get everybody ready for NASCAR Heat 3. He didn't confirm any of this, but I am speculating that this could be a pre-order bonus of this NASCAR Heat 3 promo diecast. And the only way I'm saying that's because remember back in NASCAR 14 when New Technics owned them, they excuse me right there for a second, they had a pre-order bonus with the NASCAR 14 promo diecast, and that was on the WLS or the PTC mold, but still really nice looking. It was a very unique car. I mean, not too many people got it, but it was a cool find for anybody out there who loves hunting promos. This could be an exception. I don't know yet. I mean, this could be just a diecast that Ed Martin wanted to get produced for Lionel, but Knowing Lionel, they probably release more than that. This could be a prototype, but I don't see any prototype sticker on this, and it's in that plastic packaging as well. It's like in a plastic bag, like it means it could be a special bonus they get if you buy the physical copy of the game. So I'm assuming it will, guys. I mean, it could be like a Walmart or a Target exclusive, if I'm not mistaken, because that's what NASCAR 14 did. It was a Walmart exclusive or GameStop exclusive. Either one. I mean, if you're interested in doing physical and buying a physical copy of NASCAR Heat 3, this could be cool right here, but I'll have to get more information about this and give you guys a further update on that once I get more info on that. But really cool looking finds that we got right there, guys. Feel free to comment below what was your favorite early release, and that's gonna be really nice to be talking about. But now let's get on to another one of our topics. It is going to be on the newly configured 124 ARC packaging. So you guys already know about the changes that they made with the 124 ARCs and the 124 Elites, of how, you know, the quality has gone downhill, but they still offer, you know, the quote-unquote same design and feel that we all know from Lionel Racing. Yeah, that's a bunch of BS. I'm not planning to buy any 124s this year because, you know, they're not really worth it anymore. Just the quality is just downhill, and who wants to own a plastic diecast? But I'm just, you know, joking right there, guys. But for anybody else out there who's still interested in this, then they're still interested in buying the 124s. There's something new that's going to be talked about, and not only that they changed the ARCs for this year, they are also going to be changing the packaging as well, starting off with the Paul Menard Menard's car, and then probably for here on out, those diecasts, including that one, will have this new packaging. And I'm assuming Lionel did this just to cut costs in production, because we already know the ARCs are a lot more cheaper. They're $55 now, so a little more affordable, but the quality is definitely a little more, you know, in the down range, that's for certain. But a lot of people got mixed feelings about this packaging, because they are ditching the styrofoam packaging that, you know, was really random, but it did absorb a lot of impact when it comes to, you know, to packaging and, you know, delivering, because you guys know we mostly get our diecast, you know, specifically delivered to our houses, especially for, you know, any people who are, you know, longtime shoppers of Plan B Sales and Lionel Racing. You guys know they do that a lot. But yeah, it turns out they are ditching the styrofoam, and they're going to actually have a temporarily plastic base. I'm saying temporarily because this is not like, you know, a base that that Lionel recommends, that they and Plan B Sales even said this as well. They don't confirm this as like a permanent base, so you could take this out. It looks like it holds up pretty well. I mean, for display reasons, maybe it's a good option if you want to display your diecast on a base. But one good thing about this is that the screws are a lot more they are a lot more easier to take out, guys. They have much more accessibility, and that's a great thing, because, you know, well, I know with their 124s and how they package them, the screws are just a pain in the rear to get out. So this is a great way. They don't have those stupid plastic pegs that they put with the screw on the diecast. Those are going to be gone, and they're just going to have regular screws, which is cool. But I'm wondering if those screws are going to hold out well, because, I mean, yeah, because you know how screws and plastic, it could strip the base a little bit, but at least we're not gonna have strip screws anymore. And I think these are actually full metal screws as well. They're actually, you know, slightly different color, but who cares about that? All I gotta say is that, I mean, that's a good thing, but the downside to this is that the protection is gonna be a little less. So I don't know how represented that the protection is going to be for the diecast now. I mean, especially for any guys who want to travel at racetracks. I mean, it is going to be a lot less bulky, don't get me wrong, but what would you guys want? Do you want a diecast that, you know, that's less bulky, but you have less protection as well? I mean, I don't know. That's a tough call. I mean, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe this might be a great idea after all, but I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, this is getting very cheap. Lionel, what in the world are you doing? But feel free to tell me your guys' comments. I mean, I'm just, you know, giving you guys a rough, detailed analysis of this new packaging that, you know, Plan B Sales just gave me an email on, and I decided it would be a cool way to talk about, because, you know, we need a little more stuff to talk about on this Diecast News episode. So just comment below what you guys think about this whole new packaging overhaul for the 124. So you guys think it was, you know, kind of worth it, or you guys think that, you know, Lionel should stick to that motto, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? But, you know, I mean, the only thing I saw wrong with the 124s was just the screws. But other than that, I think the packaging was fine, but looks like we're going to plastic now, so we'll see how that goes. But that is going to wrap up on the early releases and the newly configured 124 ARC packaging. Alrighty guys, it's time for some NASCAR Authentics news, and this is actually going to be really interesting. Probably a little confusing as well, but I'm going to try to make everything very clear as I can. So yes, Wave 6 and Wave 7 have been officially leaked at the Lionel Racing Garage. And you guys are probably wondering, what's the Lionel Racing Garage? Well, it's basically a collector website where you can show off your collection that Lionel has, and each time you buy a diecast that's been newly released, except for the 164s, I believe, besides NASCAR Authentics, you can add those to your collections and have your own showcase. So it's a great way, it's a great, I guess it's Lionel's own social media platform. But, you know, it's been really underutilized lately, but the only good use of it is when it comes to this for NASCAR Authentics, guys. And the last few waves, I mean, even starting back from Wave 1, they have released, I don't want to say photos, but they've actually released little categories of new diecasts that are released for NASCAR Authentics. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to show you guys the link in the description. Go ahead and check that out, and you will see that there are some pictures that are not there yet, but there's actually descriptions of some diecasts that will be released for NASCAR Authentics. And a lot of people are thinking, well, what's the deal with that? Well, I'm happy to announce that some of these diecasts that we're getting, or mostly all of them, that they have not released the photos yet, will be for Wave 6 and Wave 7. Because, let's go ahead and start off with Wave 6, guys. So here's the photo right here for Wave 6, and let's just go down the list right here of what we are expecting to get for Wave 6 from NASCAR Authentics. This is unconfirmed right now, this is unofficial, but just by what we're going for the Lionel Racing Garage, that these are possibly the diecasts that we'll be getting for Wave 6. So we are supposedly supposed to get Elliott Sandler's 2018 One Main Financial. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, we usually get, you know, an Xfinity car every few waves. Preferably Junior Motorsports, I mean, because, you know, it's Dale Jr. related, so you know it's going to sell well. So that, I can see, and that makes pretty sense. Then we got Kevin Harvick's 28 Jimmy John's. I can agree with that one as well, because he's one of the big three, so very remarkable to have a Jimmy John's car in this wave. Plus, the Jimmy John's paint scheme has changed as well, so that's a pretty good exception. This one, no surprise right there. Chase Elliott's 2018 Sun Energy 1. Like I said, guys, I mean, this is rough speculation, so I'm not really going to go into a full detailed review until we get the official news. So that's why I'm kind of going through these very quickly, because these are not official yet, guys. But yeah, the Sun Energy 1 car, I can probably see this car being released, or the Hooters car, either one. We're expecting a Chase Elliott car mostly every single way, because he's, you know, the driver that's going to make the most money in merchandise. We all know that. Next up, we got the return of the Green Zebra car, Kyle Busch, the 2018 Interstate Batteries car. Not a big fan of that, because we just recently got that for Wave 11. And it's basically the same car, except with the addition of the Bream logo. But if you fail to get that car, I guess this would be a great exception for it. Let's see, we're also supposed to get Daniel Schwartz's peak antifreeze and coolant. Don't mind that at all. I mean, we have not had a peak car release since Clint Boyer's peak car from Spin Master in 2015, I believe, or 2014. So that would be a really cool side-by-side comparison to show you guys. Plus, you know, the metallic blue on this car looks fantastic. It's basically Matt Kenseth's car from last year, but Schwartz took over the sponsorship. This one's actually an exclusive car, and you guys might be surprised that this car is exclusive, but it did got canceled in the 1/64 scale. Kurt Busch's 2018 Haas Automation car. Now, before you guys are wondering, no, this car will not have the Monster Energy logos. This is the only photo I could find of the Kurt Busch Haas car, so it will not have the Monster Energy logos on this car whatsoever, even though the renders are showing that it will, but it won't, guys, just by what we're going for NASCAR Authentics, because they can't really put anything that's alcoholic or energy drink related on 1/64 scale packaging for the retailers, because, you know, these are mostly marketed to a younger audience. Let's see, this one, I know we were probably going to get this car, you know, sooner than later, but better late than never. Kyle Larson's Credit One Bank Chevrolet Camaro. You know, we've got to get a lot more Kyle Larson diecasts lately, and this one is a great obsession. I mean, we only had 2 that were released last year, guys, with the Cars 3 race win from Michigan, and the regular target car from Wave 7, which was the accurate gradients. So cool, we got some more Kyle Larson cars. But the last one to be talking about, which some people are going to call BS on this, but I kid you not. So apparently for Wave 6, we are supposed to get the Casey Kane Pro Core car. Now this is interesting because we've never had a Levine racing car ever produced for NASCAR Authentics. But it is possible, guys, because we've had a Go Fast racing car produced. We've had a couple BK racing cars produced. So can I say I'm surprised that we might get this car actually produced for Wave 6? I don't really know, guys, but I feel like it could happen, guys. It really, really could. But so far, overall, Wave 6 looks, pretty promising. I think the only car I would pass up is probably that Interstate Batteries car. And I don't know, maybe the Haas Automation car, even though I really encourage you guys to get the exclusives. This car doesn't really have much changes to me, in my opinion. I still have the car from, 2017, and it looks pretty much the same. So, well, other than that, I recommend getting all the other cars besides those two for Wave 6 if this is official, guys. Now let's get on to even better news. Wave 7, guys. This is another leak that we got from the Lionel Racing Garage. And hopefully I'm being very clear as I can, guys. But I just want to, still clear this up that this is unofficial. Nothing is confirmed at this moment. But who knows? Maybe by the time I upload this video and when Lionel releases the announcement video on Wave 7 or 6, the hype is going to go down a little bit because people are already going to know what diecasts are in this wave. But let's get on to Wave 7, guys. And here's the picture right here. So we got a lot. If you guys thought Wave 6 was very interesting, Wave 7 just looks even more promising. So don't know when this is going to be released, but this is just a speculation. So we have Jay McMurray's 2018 McDonald's car. So that's really interesting. I mean, well, then again, I mean, we've had the McDonald's car released for like 3 times now for NASCAR Authentics, but they changed the paint scheme for this year, so I recommend getting this car, guys. It's a lot more simpler, and the 124 version of this car just recently got canceled, so this will be kind of a 164 exclusive now because 124 was canceled on this. This one probably is the car everyone's going to pass up on. Brad Keselowski's 2018 Alliance Truck Parts car. Same car that we had last year. Don't really know why they got this car produced again. They probably could have done something a little bit better, in my opinion. Something, I don't know. I know they can't produce a Miller Lite car, but Lion Truck Parts car, same car we've had the last few years, so I can't really say too much about it. I mean, I don't know. The only reason I would probably recommend getting this car if you did not acquire the Alliance cars from the last 2 years that was released from NASCAR Authentics, but looks like it's going to be a yearly thing, but at least we're getting some variety for Brad Keselowski, but I wish we could have had something a little bit more unique. Oh well. Next up, we got Trevor Bayne, or sorry, Matt Kenseth's 2018 Performance Plus Motor Oil. I have to say that because Matt Kenseth just recently drove this paint scheme at Kentucky, so, but they are marketing this as a Trevor Bayne diecast. So, yeah. But I would recommend getting this car, guys. It is a really nice looking paint scheme. Pretty ironic that we got yet another Trevor Bayne car release, guys. So some people might call a little BS on that oh, this is not true, that's not going to happen. But from what we saw from Lionel Racing Garage, I mean, I don't know, guys, whether this is going to be a Trevor Bayne car or a Matt Kenseth car. I would find that hilarious if it turns out to be a Matt Kenseth car, but I doubt it. But no Lionel's logic, anything's possible. So this one actually comes off as a big surprise because we've never had a Germain racing car produced for NASCAR Authentics besides the bonus wave, guys, but can't really count that. We got Ty Dillon's 2018 Geico Chevrolet Camaro ZL1. You know, I gotta admit, I didn't think we were going to get this car ever in NASCAR Authentics, but they have proved me wrong. So, what the heck, guys? This car does look nice. I don't know why it took me a long time to pause, but I was just thinking about something to say. I would recommend getting this car, guys. Whether you love him or you absolutely cannot stand him, like Kamikaze Games, the Geico 13 diecast does look amazing. I mean, you could ignore the driver all you want, but this will be a diecast I would recommend getting. Actually, correction, we did actually get a Ty Dillon Germain racing car produced from last year, from Wave 10 or 11, with the Jonathan throwback. But I completely forgot about that car because I didn't got it. So, my correction on that. Then we also got Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s 2017 Robert Yates Tribute, guys. This is really interesting because this is going to be a NASCAR Authentics exclusive. So, this is a great opportunity. I had a feeling when they canceled this diecast that they were going to put this car in a wave for NASCAR Authentics. what better yet to put on here, even though Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is not really the most likable guy now, but if you are a big fan of Robert Yates, this is the diecast I would recommend getting. What a great tribute. I believe he drove this car at Phoenix, if I'm not mistaken, at the playoff race, so awesome diecast, especially for any longtime fans of that Texaco Havoline team. This car is definitely going to bring back some memories for you folks. Now this car, some people already kind of leaked this without me, because you guys know I'm a Truex Jr. fan. Well, looks like we're gonna have another Mark Truex Jr. race version in this wave, which I'm excited. It's not exclusive because we are getting this car for the Gold Series as well. It is Mark Truex Jr.'s championship car that he won at Homestead. What can I say? This diecast is absolutely amazing. Now, what's gonna be interesting is that are they gonna actually have the green splitter and the green spoiler, which I believe they will, but it's gonna look odd without the Monster Energy logos on this car, because you guys know they do have a green name banner as well on the front windshield. But other than that, I think I'm really looking forward to get this car. You know, it's got some really nice race marks to it. Of course, Truex Jr., you know, celebrated his rear off when he won in this car because he just won the freaking championship. So yeah, I'm looking forward to get this car, guys. This is gonna be amazing, and that collector car that's gonna come with it's gonna look even awesome. Now these next two are very interesting. This is why this is like, I don't know, like all these might be legit, but I don't know about these next two. Well, we got Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s 2018 Hellman's car, of course, for the Xfinity Series. He's planning to run that very soon. I'm guessing Richmond, if I'm not mistaken, because he usually runs the Richmond Xfinity races. But you know, that's going to be a pretty marketable diecast, because you guys know Dale Jr. pretty marketable, especially now with his broadcasting skills coming into play for NBC. But this next one is actually supposed to be another Dale Jr. Hellman's car, but it's going to be in a liquid color special finish. Now, I really don't know about this. I mean, I could be proven wrong, and this actually will be released in this wave, or it could be in some sort of other exclusive wave, like a Cracker Barrel wave or something. I don't know yet, but this is really odd, because we've never had a special finish diecast in any NASCAR the next wave, besides the Dale Jr. Flash Coat finish that we had for Wave 88. But so anything's possible, guys. I feel like if they were going to do special finish cars, it was going to be either for Chase Elliott or Dale Jr. But, you know, I'm not really a big fan of special finishes. I mean, that's why I don't really talk about them that much on my show. I mean, some people might want to see my opinions, but just, I don't know, guys. I just like the diecast that comes out at the track. I mean, if you put a special finish on it, it kind of ruins, you know, what makes the car unique, because there are some paint schemes out there that have, you know, really unique paint schemes, you know, like the Hendrick cars with the metallic finishes. And then if you put like a flash coat or this color, liquid color crap all over it, it just really defeats the purpose of what made that paint scheme unique. So I mean, that's just my opinion on special finishes. I mean, you guys can, you know, back me up, or, you know, comment down on me all you want. But yeah, I mean, I really don't know about this yet, but it is exclusive if it does come out to be true. And last, we got Alex Bowman's 2018 Lumar window film, which is apparently supposed to be the car he's running at the Darlington race, which is very disappointing. But all I can say is that this car, I mean, this is a really random comment, but it does remind me of Dale Jr.'s VH1 Save the Music car from 2011. Kind of does it a little bit, guys? I don't know. I feel like I'm losing it if I'm saying that, but it kind of does a little bit. But overall, guys, Wave 7 does look a lot more interesting than Wave 6, I mean, for variety-wise. But if it turns out that Wave 6 or Wave 7, if these cars aren't really true, then I'm proven wrong. But if they are, then, you know, I guess we're psychic. But, you know, I think there's one downside to this. If this does end up becoming true, I want you guys to know, to hear me out on this. Are NASCAR Authentics waves even exciting anymore because of these leaks that we're getting? I mean, feel free to comment below, guys, because, you know, I bet you, like, if this actually becomes true, everyone's going to be, when Lionel makes a special announcement about Wave 6, everyone's going to be like, oh, we already know about this weeks in advance. That's kind of what happened with the Cracker Barrel wave from this year. Everyone kind of knew about it, and no one's not really excited about the Cracker Barrel wave because Lionel waited really long to get that release. So I'm really hoping we get at least maybe a surprise or two for Wave 6 or 7. But if this actually turns out to be all true, then, you know, the hype is going to be slowly going down, especially when Lionel officially announces these two waves. But overall, guys, I mean, I hope you guys enjoyed these leaks. I mean, yeah, I did as much speculation as I can. Hopefully, I didn't sound too confusing for you guys. But if you guys want more information, feel free, to comment below, and I'll answer you guys any kind of questions you got for this leak. But now let's get on to the special announcement, guys. And it is, as you guys know, in about 2 or 3 more episodes, we are about to reach the 200th episode of the NASCAR Diecast News. And I can tell you guys right now, I am just really, really hyped up. And you guys are probably wondering, what in the world are we doing for the 200th episode? Well, if you guys know how every summer I do this little live stream extravaganza event, or as I like to call the NASCAR Diecast News live stream summer event, let's just say it's making a return. So, as you guys probably already saw yesterday on my social media, I made a little announcement about this. And I'm going to get more into details about this. So, let's go ahead and bring out that little event banner. So the NASCAR Diecast News 200th episode will be live on my channel coming in late August. That's just a speculated date, so depending when we're going to reach 200. So I don't know, guys. It could be a little bit earlier than that, depending what Diecast News we're going to get out very soon. So I'm assuming it's going to be somewhere around late August from what I know. It's going to be a lot more later, guys. I know last year I did it about late July, so it's going to be a month later, but it will be worth it, guys. We are planning to do a full live episode of the NASCAR Diecast News as we are about to celebrate 8 full years of this revolutionary YouTube series. And guys, I tell you what, that is freaking amazing. I mean, I didn't think I was going to do that very long, but for you guys' support, this is going to be a really cool event. And also, another big thing, the return of the Mega Diecast giveaway will be returned. And let's just say diecasts are the only things that we giving out. Do you guys want some 164 diecasts that I got from Plan B Sales? We got some of those, guys. How about NASCAR Authentics diecast? You guys know how much I love NASCAR Authentics diecast. Well, I'm spreading the love, and I'm going to, let's just say, you guys can be a winner for some newly released NASCAR Authentics diecast. Maybe from Wave 3, Wave 4, maybe even Wave 5. Who knows? This is something you don't want to miss. Plus, we might even have a live Q&A session after the show with maybe some special guests. I mean, who knows? I could have Race Day 2011 on here, Dave Land, Little Wrangler 3. The possibilities are endless, guys. I mean, it's all just on you guys of who I want to be on this show with. But comment below what you guys want to see on the 200th episode of the NASCAR Diecast News. I mean, I still got a lot of planning to do, but this event is going to be all on you guys. So I want your guys' votes. What do you guys want to see on the 200th episode of the NASCAR Diecast News? I know you guys want that giveaway. I know you guys want me to answer your questions. But what else? Because I want this episode to be absolutely the best episode of the NASCAR Diecast News, okay? And I know I sound exaggerated, but this one is for you guys. So just comment below what you want to see for the 200th episode of the NASCAR Diecast News. But other than that, guys, besides all this stuff that we just talked about, guys, this has been a Rich Bibroy. Thank you guys so much for watching, and this has wrapped up the NASCAR Diecast News 197. So comment, like, subscribe, and I will catch you guys on another NASCAR Diecast News episode.